Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me here for a 30-minute home yoga flow. So let's get started. So come to a seated position on your yoga mat or on a block, which I'm on. Make sure that your sit bones are grounded down into the mat while you lengthen through your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. Close your eyes. Put one hand over your heart and another hand on your belly. And just take a moment here to pause and notice your breath. Then begin to take big inhalations. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then open your mouth. Sigh out. One more time, big breath in, connecting with your breath through your nose. And then open your mouth, release it. One more time, just like that, through your nose. Open your mouth. This time take your right hand, if you would, and just have your palm facing in front of you. Take a big breath in this time through your nose and then open your mouth, exhaling into your hand. Another big breath in. Another big one in. Let it go into your hand and noticing as if you're fogging your hand. Another breath in through your nose. Exhale into your hand. This is Ujjayi Pranayama, also known as victorious breathing. Also, it's been called ocean breath because it sounds a lot like the sound of waves. So on this next inhale, take a breath in through your nose and we're going to exhale through our nose. So big breath in, and then exhale. Notice hissing sound sounds a lot like the ocean. Another breath in through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Another time just like that. And then release it. Slowly open your eyes. If you get lost throughout this 30-minute practice, you can always return back to your breath. We're going to come to lie on the mat, taking your knees out wide, soles of your feet together if you can. If this is too much on your knees, you can always put a block or blanket underneath them. And then you're going to bring your sacrum all the way down to the mat here, resting on your mat. Knees out wide to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. It's a wonderful grounding pose when you're home. It's a great place to start. So place one hand again over your heart, another hand over your belly, connecting with your breath here in Supta Baddha Konasana. Big inhale, soften into the mat. Long exhales, bringing your navel in. Back body's grounded. Another inhale. Long exhale. And slowly bring your knees together. And then bring your knees into your chest position here, into your chest, just to give yourself a nice hug. You can do circles with your toes, just to warm up your body here. Big inhale, and then exhale, bring your feet down to the mat. Back body is grounded. Take your bent right leg, just cross it over your left leg with your left sole still into the mat. And then take your hands out to goalpost position here. And then begin to take your knees over, your right knee over, which is atop your left leg, to the left side of your body. Wherever it lands is where it lands, and then you can take your gaze, if this is comfortable for you, to the right. So knees to the left, gaze to the right. We'll hold this for 3 breaths. 2, and 3. Slowly come back up, uncross that leg. Take the left leg, cross it over your right leg, and begin to take your knees over to your right and your gaze to the left. Feeling the recline twist here in your body. We'll hold this for 2 more breaths. And then slowly come back up. Uncross your legs. Pull your knees back in. Right knee, left knee in. Giving yourself a big hug, some love, self-love while you're home doing home yoga. Good for you. Some more circles with your toes, both clockwise and counterclockwise. And then begin to roll up to a seated position, only to come to hands and knees here. And we'll do a couple rounds of cat-cow stretches. So make sure that your hands are directly over your shoulders, under your shoulders, knees under your hips, spine is neutral here. Inhale, and lower your belly, lift your heart for cow. Exhale, round your spine, pull your navel in for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, take your time, letting your breath lead you. For cow, heart lifts. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And one more inhale for cow. One more exhale, cat, pushing the mat away. Slowly sit your hips, sinking them back to your heels. You can bring your knees closer together, taking your chest down to the mat, resting your hands forward to come into child's pose. Soften into your mat here. Big breath in, long breath out. Stay here in child's pose for 2 more breaths. You can even try to allow your breath to be meditative for me, the sound of it. Whenever your mind drifts, try to focus more on the breath and let it guide you through your practice. Slowly come back up to tabletop position. Press your hands slightly, a few inches more in front of you, all 10 fingers pressing into the mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out your dog if you need to. Lifting your hips up high and back. Pressing all 10 fingers into the mat. Pulling your navel in. On your next inhale, I'm going to rock forward to plank, top of a push-up. Long line from your head to your heels. And on your exhale, lower all the way down to set up for Cobra Pose. Press the tops of your feet into the mat here. Hands just beside your rib cage. And on your inhale, you're going to lift your chest to rise up for Cobra. Exhale, fold. One more inhale, lift up for Cobra. And exhale, fold. Tuck your toes, lift your hips back up. to tabletop where we were earlier. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. In the second down dog, you can start to pedal it out a bit. Stay here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look between your hands, come to step between your hands to come into forward fold. And have a soft bend to your knees here. Relax the crown of your head to the mat. And just feel your body releasing any tension you might be holding on to. On your next inhale, press your hands into your shin and take your heart forward for halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, fold back down, forward fold. Good job, guys. Inhale, lift, halfway. And exhale, fold. Root into your feet and rise all the way up. Coming into mountain pose, hands into heart, hands by your side. Big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, release it out. Good job. Inhale, lift up, look up, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your waist, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank again. Come all the way down, knees, chest, chin this time. Inhale, rise up, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat to come into cobra. Heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. We'll hold down dog for 1, 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look or hop between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Root into your feet. Come all the way up to mountain pose, Tadasana, hands into heart. I invite you all to maybe set an intention for your practice. Give it some thought. Enjoy the moment. Inhale, look up, reach up, and exhale, pivot all the way down. We're going to do one more Sane salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. This time, option to come down halfway. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, roll your toes back to downward facing dog. Hold down dog again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And exhale, step it to the top of your mat, coming right beside your right thumb. Keep your back heel lifted, rise up for crescent lunge. You can shorten your stance if you need to. Stay here in crescent lunge for 3 breaths. Engage your core, knee to stack over the ankle. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your hands into heart. Slowly open up to warrior 2. So heel and arch are in alignment here. Sink down into your front leg, bending your knee. Slowly bring your arms up to a T position for warrior 2. Breathing in, rooting into your feet. Stay here for 2 more breaths. breathing deeply, slowly bring your elbow down, your front arm down to your inner thigh, your front leg. Swing your back arm up over your ear to come into extended side angle here. Hold this for 3 breaths. And then slowly bring that back arm back, front arm up, reverse your warrior. Stay rooted down into the outer edge of your back foot while you're bending into your front leg. Slowly begin to windmill your arms down to the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here in down dog, and then exhale. Another big breath in, everyone, in down dog, and side out. Inhale, sweep your left leg up, and exhale, step it to your left thumb, top of the mat to come into crescent lunge, left side. Get a nice foundation, rise all the way up for crescent lunge. Relax your shoulders as you lift. Maybe you may want to interspiral your pinky fingers to rise up to the sky. And if you can, even taking your gaze up. We'll hold this for 2 more breaths. And to slowly bring your hands into heart, opening up to warrior 2, this side. Arms are active, making with each breath in and each breath out, lengthening through all of your fingers. Feeling the empowerment of the pose. 2 more breaths here. And slowly bring your front elbow down to your inner thigh. Sweep your right arm up for extended side angle. You can take your gaze just under your armpit here. Hold this for 2 breaths. 1 and 2. Sweep it back, coming into reverse warrior. And then slowly begin to cartwheel your hands down to the mat, framing that foot, push it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands, come to step between your hands, and I will face you because we're going to come into a forward fold yet again, but this time the hand placement is different. So bring the palms of your hand just underneath your feet here. If you can have a soft bend to your knees. So your toes should be touching right where your wrist begins. Coming into what we like to call ape pose. I like this pose, it's great release. And it's also a self-massage for your wrists. Not to mention just releasing any tension you might be holding on to in your neck. If you've been working from home, this is a great way to release some of that energy. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly, ever so mindfully, walk your feet in and rise up 1 vertebrae at a time, coming into mountain pose. Hello, everyone. So step your feet out just slightly, about 4 inches apart, just depending on how long your legs are. And we're going to come into Prasarita. So spine is long, wide leg stands here. You can bring your hands to your hips. You're going to inhale, lift your chest up, nice tall spine. And on your exhale, leading with your heart, hinging from your waist, bow all the way down to come into a wide leg forward fold. When you get down to the mat, your head gets down, you can bring your Arms down, your hands down, pressing down to the mat, releasing any energy from the back of your neck, feeling the stretch in your body here. I invite you to close your eyes and try to go inward. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And slowly bend your knees and rise all the way back up. Coming back up. We'll do it again, alternating our hand position. So this time, we're going to inhale, lift up, then we're going to take your thumb and peace fingers, first finger, and grab your big toe. So inhale, lift up. And exhale, hinge from your waist all the way down. Once you reach the floor, hold your big toe. Big inhale and exhale. Another big inhale and exhale, taking your gaze to the back of the room. 2 more breaths. And then slowly, ever so mindfully, rise back up. We'll do 1 more wide leg forward fold here in Prasarita. Interlacing our hands just behind your lower back. Interlace your hands, inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, begin to fold forward. Breathing into the stretch, feeling maybe a different sensation here. If this is too much, you can always release your hands back down to the mat. Modify, work, do what's great for your body, your yoga, yogi choice. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly walk your feet back in ever so mindfully. We'll come back into mountain pose, close to where we started. And maybe we'll do a little bit of balancing right now, shall we? Okay, so we're here in mountain pose. All 10 toes plugged into the mat, standing tall. Hands and palms are facing forward. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. We'll start here with just finding a focal point in front of us. Drawing your tailbone down. Engaging your core. Take a big breath in. Close your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, hands into heart, releasing back down. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, bring your hands into heart, down by your side. So here we are in mountain pose, and let's do tree pose. So you can do tree a couple of ways. You can do sprout, full tree, or sprout, half tree, or full tree. So you can bring the inner part of your sole to your, just outside of your calf here, or your ankle, and then slowly bring your arms up to prayer position. Feel like you want to go a little bit more, take the inner part of your sole here to your inner thigh. The key is keeping it away from your knees. Square your hips forward. Find a focal point in the room. Engage your core, standing tall. And then, if you want to grow your tree, give it some limbs, give it some leaves, maybe even give it some flowers. Grow your tree. Find your focal point. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Slowly bring that knee back forward, release it back to the floor, shake everything out, and we'll do the other side. Okay, so stand firmly here in mountain position to start. Engage, pull your navel in, relax your shoulders. Take your inner part of your foot, you can bring it to your inner thigh or your calf, whatever works for you. Find a focus. And if you're like me, one side is always trickier than the other. Once you find a focal point in front of you, bring your hands into heart or over your head. Grow your tree, hold this for a couple more breaths. Stay here for 2 more. And then slowly bring your knee in. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your waist. Nice work, everybody. Bow down. And inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, root into your feet, rise all the way up. Hands into heart. We're gonna come back to a seated position, do a little bit of core work on the mat before we move into final resting pose. So this is great to have you here joining me today. So our first position will be boat, Navasana, not moat, boat. And bring the flesh out from underneath you. Keep your tops of your toes into the mat. Sit up nice and tall, engage your core, and then on your inhale, we're gonna lift up with our arms in front of us here. So we're gonna hold this for 5 breaths, everybody. So 1, 2, 3, core is engaged, 4, you got this, and 5. On this next one, you're gonna lift your legs up, or stay where you were. Hold this again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your legs together, cross, place your hands down just beside you here. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, sit it back down. This third time is optional. You can keep your feet on the ground, hold it up here in Navasana, or we can do high boat, low boat. Just remember, you don't want to sink your boat, so keep your boat high. Great core work, by the way. So inhale, low boat, exhale, high. Inhale, low, exhale, high. Inhale, low, exhale, high, low, and high, low, high, low, high, low. Hold it and release it. Nice work. Bring your knees back into your chest, hugging in. Let me scoot down a little bit more on my mat. Knees in, nice big hug. Circle your toes. Slowly bring your right leg up to the ceiling and take your left leg, crossing it like a number 4 position, resting your left foot just on top of your right thigh and pulling that right thigh into your chest for a nice hip opener. We'll hold this for 3 breaths. And then slowly reach that leg back up. Take the right foot, place it against the left extended leg. And then slowly bring both legs back up, all the way up. Letting the blood flow go back down to your head, coming into our final resting position. Bring your knees into chest. Extending your legs long, the width of your mat. Get yourself nice and comfy here. Soles of your feet apart, palms of your hands up to the sky. Back body is grounded. Close your eyes for Shavasana. Final resting pose. Release everything you just did. Non-attachment. Let go. Surrender. Slowly begin to wiggle your toes and your hands, coming to rest over to just the side of your body, fetal position. And then when you're ready, push yourself back all the way up to seated position. I think we've got about 30 minutes in. We go a little over 30 minutes. No worries, you can stay here with me for this final breath exercise, just to ground us back to where we were. Hands into heart. Big inhale through your mouth. Open your mouth. Side out. Another inhale through your mouth. Open your mouth. This third time, if you'll join me with one final Om. Universal sound that connects us. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale. Hands to heart. Third eye to heart. My heart to your heart. My light to your light. Through our lights, we are the same. We're one. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Have a great day. Thank you.